Good morning, Liverpool fans. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring you the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. The fixtures have been released by the Premier League out at 9 o'clock this morning, and Liverpool have certainly got an opening first few fixtures that do open the eyes a little bit. And I think I've also looked at Arsenal's as well. Arsenal's fixtures look incredibly hard, especially the first 5 or 6. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Make sure you do hit that like button if you are watching live. And it would help us out massively in terms of the YouTube growth. But also, subscribe to the channel if you are new for all the latest Liverpool news, everything else Liverpool related in terms of content as well. Let's get the fixtures up, Naj, my friend. Let's get the fixtures up. So get the Liverpool fixtures up first. I've got a few things up as well that I'm going to bring up, but the fixtures up first, and let's see what they look like. So there we go. They are the fixtures so far. Liverpool playing Bournemouth at home on the first game of the season, which is a Friday night. A Friday night, we are opening the Premier League, Naj. How do you feel about that?
I can't remember the last time it happened,
I can't either.
I remember, I'm trying to think, it's usually like, who was it last year? It was definitely Arsenal last year. And I remember when...
On the Friday night?
Yeah, was it Arsenal?
I think it was Man United on Friday night?
I'm thinking when Arsenal opened it up when they opened it up against Brentford and Sergio Cagna scored.
Yeah, that was 2 seasons ago. I think so. I think it was Man United last season because they were top of league, weren't they, for the first time?
Yeah.
Week.
I don't know. When was the last time we played first game? I mean, I know we played first game of the season, but I just can't remember it was on a Friday. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm a bit bummed out it's not on the Saturday, but I mean, there's what it is, isn't it? You can't really say any different.
So there, that is the opening day fixture for Liverpool. Bournemouth at home. Then we travel to Newcastle. Then at home to Arsenal, and then away to Burnley, home to Everton. So first 5 fixtures were away to Newcastle, a Merseyside derby, and Arsenal. Not the easiest starts. And Bournemouth aren't no mugs. I'm not disrespecting Burnley here because Burnley's a hard place to go sometimes when we go play them. But yeah, that first 5 fixtures it's not fun. It's not fun.
I mean, I am fully on board, and I don't know if you're with me on this. Like, you play everyone twice. I'm happy we get Newcastle away out of the way because that is probably the toughest away.
When they're not in stride.
Yeah, like, when we played them in December, November, they were fully in stride there. They were flying. That's when they started to pick up the form, didn't they? Newcastle. They were really doing well at that point. Arsenal as well. Like, they're going to be bedding in Arsenal. They struggled short of near the start of last season. Arsenal, didn't they? To bed in.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to get them games. I mean, I'd have liked to have been Arsenal away, to be honest, but happy to get them games over and done with at the start of the season.
Yeah.
Get them boxed off. And yeah, Everton at home was that. I don't think I've ever seen an Merseyside derby that close to the start of the season. Either.
I haven't, not in September. I can't remember the last one.
Not for a while.
I didn't know in the chat if there was one in September. I haven't seen one for a long time. No, definitely not. It's normally around November time, October, November.
Yeah, October, I think that's usually the one, isn't it? Yeah.
But then look at that after as well. I mean, away to Palace, away to Chelsea, and then on to Man United after the derby as well.
Honestly, no cockiness, no bias. I actually think we can win all them games. I really think we can. I think with the way they've fallen, like the United game's similar to last year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Start of the season, and I was just doing a stream myself, and I was talking to chat, and I was saying, like, Amarim's in a really, really difficult position here because I went through their fixtures and I went up until when they sat Ten Hag, which was about 12 games in, I believe.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. I think United could get 12 points. If they don't start the season well, they could get 12 points. So 1 point a game, which is mad me saying that. But, like, the games they have got are difficult, and they've obviously got us. I don't think they're going to beat us. I really don't. Yeah, I just think you're looking at that side of things. I think, yeah, it's interesting to start a season. I honestly am more worried about Crystal Palace away. I'll be honest with you.
That is a tough one. That is
the one that, because we can score goals against all them teams.
Palace and Chelsea away tough.
Yeah, but Chelsea, that's them 2 games are probably tougher than Newcastle and Arsenal. Sounds crazy saying that, to be honest, but
yeah, Newcastle's on context, isn't it? It's because it is the second game of the season. They're not fully match fit. You get sort of match fit. Well, you need a couple of games, really, at least 2, 3, 4 games to get embedded.
They have Villa first game of the season.
Yeah.
Away, Villa away, and then they got us. So, and hopefully there's a big Swede that comes to a certain Merseyside club as well. Which
Imagine. Yeah. So obviously, Ahil said here, Kirk is against his old club. Then we could get Isaac against his old club. I will say that very, very quietly, but we could get Isaac against his old club. But then obviously we've got Burnley in September, and then we've got an international break from the 1st and 9th, I think. So in between, we've got an international break between Arsenal and Burnley.
Why do we need an international break there?
3 games in, international break between September the 1st and September the 9th. Which is just ridiculous, isn't it? 3 games in, you're getting momentum going, and then there's an international break. It absolutely ruins everything. It is World Cup qualifying, so it's not friendlies.
Do it in the summer. I always do it in the summer. That's another story.
So as you can see as well, it all says Saturday or Wednesday on here because obviously the Sky games haven't been picked, the TV games haven't been picked for the entire season. Obviously the Friday night that's going to be on TV against Bournemouth, but after that we don't know yet. Newcastle away, that will be on TV. Arsenal will be on TV. Burnley away, obviously straight after an international break. Saturday R12, Naj?
Probably.
It's normally the case. There's another international break in October the 6th to the 14th. So that is after the international break. There's an international break in between Chelsea and Man United. So when we play again, the second international break would be Man United the game after. Again, stopping the momentum.
It's annoying, isn't it? Do you know what I'm more looking towards when it gets to that January time? Because that is when we lose a certain Egyptian.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover that. 1 second. I'm going to get that up actually, the Salah thing. And when he does miss, because there's potential that he does miss Arsenal. I think he misses the first 3 for certain. I think he misses. Salah certainly misses. I think it's Wolves, Leeds who certainly misses, and Tottenham, and potentially Fulham, Arsenal.
Yeah,
something like that. I think something like that. What Salah misses due to AFCON, which is not ideal. Missing Arsenal away, probably the biggest game of the season potentially in terms of the title. So yeah, another international break in November, 10th of November to the 18th of November. So straight after Man City. Again, it's in between 2 hard fixtures, Man City and Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
International break. And then the last international break is March and April. So March the 22nd to April the 10th. Should I get that up now? 1 second. So March, April, where does that leave us there? March 22nd. So it is between Brighton and Fulham. Again, 2 teams that we've dropped against.
I'm going to write a letter, mate, to UEFA. Every single time it's my birthday, there's a frigging international break now. When I was younger, I remember going to derbies, watching Liverpool Everton on my birthday, all stuff like that. And now there's always an international break. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm like, we'll go to the pub, we'll have a good time for your birthday. I'll go to the match, whatever. Can't. International break every single year. It ruins my birthday. I just want to watch
There's nothing worse than having your birthday and Liverpool lose on your birthday. That's awful. Luckily, I don't know unless my birthday's on Monday this time. So unless we're playing Forest that weekend, unless we play Forest Monday night, then I can't see it being on my birthday. If I'm honest, I doubt it. But so yeah, last night I was speaking to what we look out for the fixtures. Obviously, the opening fixtures, the closing fixtures, and when the fuck do we play Man United? When do we play Man United? That is the one that I look for. So we'll play Man United on October the 18th, quite a little bit into the season. A bit of momentum already in there. I think we should have enough momentum to go into Man United, but obviously the international break's just before it, which doesn't help. However, we play Manchester United again in May. We play them in May. There's a slight possibility, I don't want to say it, was a slight possibility that we either win the league at Old Trafford. I think it'll go to the last game of the season this time, but there's a possibility that we win the league at Old Trafford, or we get a Guard of Honour at Old Trafford. Naj, which one would you prefer? Win the league at Old Trafford or Guard of Honour at Old Trafford?
Both. Both. I think I'd rather win the league at Old Trafford. Like, winning the league at Old Trafford would be... It'd be... Do you know what would be the best thing about winning the league? I'm gonna push this narrative. I'm gonna push it all season. The best thing about winning the league at Old Trafford is going 21, boys. 21.
You know what? 21 at Old Trafford would be icing on the cake. And then we do get at Chelsea again. If we do win the league at Old Trafford, by the way, which is obviously in May the 2nd, the game after is Chelsea. Again, they're going to be the first team to give us a guard of honour like this season. If that is the case, that would be unbelievable. And obviously, Aston Villa and Brentford were the next two to give us a guard of honour. If that is the case, I'm not saying we are going to win the league, but if that was the case, if we were to win the league at Old Trafford, that would be icing on the cake, and Chelsea to give us another guard of honour. Caicedo and Lavia met as well. It'd be like a yearly thing, a yearly thing. So other games we're going to be looking at as well. Also, the ending of the season, quite, I won't say tough ending. We've got obviously the tougher games at home. I mean, Crystal Palace at home, Everton away, Merseyside derby again to end the season. Home to Crystal Palace, away to Man United, home to Chelsea, away to Villa. Not that easy. Again, that period there. Christmas period, you're looking at December into January. So Tottenham away. We played them around Christmas last time, didn't we? We beat them 6-3.
30th we played them last time, I think.
Yeah, it was around Christmas period. Because I remember going for a Christmas lunch somewhere and then coming back to watch that. Yeah. Then we've got Wolves and Leeds at home, which is all right. Fulham away, though, and then Arsenal away in January.
28th we played them.
So January, starting the January with Fulham away, Arsenal away, and Bournemouth away within 4 games.
Yeah. I was talking about this. There's 2 things actually I want to say really quickly. You probably agree with me. Christmas period for Premier League clubs in January is a joke. Like, the Bundesliga have a kip. They have a month off. We've got 12 games. The 12 games besides the FA Cup, League Cup. But you're probably looking at like close to 16 to 18 games in that time period. And they've got a month off. Spain, I don't think Spain do it as much anymore, but they definitely have reduced fixtures over the Christmas period. I think that's
a joke, isn't it? It's a joke.
I think that
we're tired by the time knockout stages come to Champions League.
Why do they have? And they can't say it's the weather in Spain because it is completely fine in December. Why is it in Germany though? Because the climate in Germany is not too dissimilar from here. I get that maybe towards Bavaria and stuff it can get a bit cold, but
do you want to tell the reason why?
Why?
It's because the people in charge over there care about the player welfare.
Well, yeah, true.
And they actually care about make sure the intensity of the league is kept. And that's where, and also looking at Champions League as well, they want their teams to go well in Champions League, Premier League, and TV channels and things like that over here. All they care about is money. Money.
I think as well what I've looked at, which I was like, kind of like, this is why. That's the good point actually. Yeah, you're right, probably right with that. And there was another one I was looking at was the fact that when you look at the start of the season, 3 games up until November, why is there not like 4 games in there? And it's what
yeah.
It's stupid, isn't it? It's like really, really stupid when it's the best months to play in from August to October, and then obviously the end of the season as well is the best months to play in terms of weather, in terms of competitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They've just got the least amount of fixtures. It's just stupid. I get like it's got to be entertaining over Christmas because that's where they make most of the money.
And people at home. I think like the Easter period could be a part where they could put a few more games in, spread it out a little bit more.
Look at March and April. There's no fixtures.
Yeah.
Like, there's 6 or 7 fixtures in January. There's 5 in February, even though there's 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. And then there's 3 in March and 4 in April. Why is it not like 5 in March and 5 in April? Because they can do that in their months because they're so big months, aren't they? They're obviously long months. Don't get it. It's just, player welfare doesn't matter, does it, at all?
So this here is our opening fixtures with Bournemouth being the first one, Newcastle away, obviously, Arsenal home. Out of those fixtures there, it's what, there's 10. Opening 10 fixtures. A couple of tough away games. Also, Chelsea Palace, we spoke about that. Arsenal home, Newcastle away. Not too bad in terms of Brentford away, Man United at home, ending on that, and Villa at home, potentially. 10 fixtures, 30 points to play for. What would you be aiming for there now, Shao? Those at least 22, would you say, out of the 30?
Honestly,
You can get 30, but,
honestly, I
realistically.
don't want to sound like too optimistic or anything, but I genuinely think we get a really good striker in. I think we'll blow teams away. Like, I think that's how close we are to being that good. Like last season, we won comfortably, but not too comfortably sometimes. I think that could be, blowing teams away. I think Newcastle, that could be a difficult, really difficult fixture. I'm not going to lie. I think that could be like, possibly a draw there, possibly a draw at Arsenal. Obviously, that's losing out on 4 points. I genuinely think all the other games are quite winnable. Like Palace, maybe, like that could be a tough away fixture. I do think we come out on top of that, though. United, Brentford, Villa, I think we beat all them. Burnley beat them, Everton beat them. Yeah, it's just mainly the Newcastle at Arsenal. I think I'm gonna back Liverpool, right? I think Liverpool, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal. I think because it's at the start of the season, I think Liverpool have got more of a chance of winning. I'll be honest with you.
And I think I agree with that because, we probably don't want to play Newcastle around November, October time when everyone's in the form, everyone's match fit, everyone's getting into the best part of the... Slot said it last year. That, was it last year when we played Ipswich first game? And he was like, well, we weren't in a stride at that point.
Yeah.
So it was a good win, really.
I think with Slot as well, and I think he did this, obviously, last season. And I think Slot is extremely clever, by the way. I think he's extremely intelligent man. I think Liverpool are really going to just go for the jugular straight away. Blow teams away. Try and get as many wins as possible before. Obviously, that's what any team does anyway. Liverpool are going to do exactly what they did last season, but do that. They're going to lose Mo. We're going to lose Mo Salah in AFCON in January. So we're going to try and... I think we're going to try and do what we did last season. And then the Champions League doesn't start back up till February. Maybe the focus goes over to that then as well as the Premier League. I think just as much as a cushion as possible, Slot's going to try and get, because I think that Arsenal have got a really difficult start to the season. Like, I think that they're going to struggle a little bit. I think they've got Liverpool. I think they've got Newcastle as well, haven't they? And City, I think.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, I'll get Arsenal's up. I've got Arsenal's here, so I'll get Arsenal's up. So Sky Sports obviously put these out as well. This is Arsenal's first 6 league games.
Yeah.
Away to Man United, home to Leeds, away to Liverpool, home to Forest, home to Man City, away to Newcastle.
I could honestly say this now. I think if Arsenal lose against United first game or draw, let's say they draw, Liverpool beat them, Forest beat them, City beat them, Newcastle beat them. All them teams last season beat them, by the way. What I just said there. Liverpool, no, sorry, we didn't beat them. We drew against them. Forest, City, Newcastle. Let's say sod's law, Liverpool draw against them again. Right, 2 points. They beat Leeds, 3 points, 5 points. Forest beat them. City beat them. Newcastle beat them. That's 5 points out of the first opening 5 games. Point per game. That could be a realistic thing. We're looking at Arsenal. They started extremely slow last season for their standards over the last couple of years. I think Arteta's probably going to be quaking his boots, sort of thing, because I think he knows if he doesn't sort himself out, he'll be at the job centre plus.
So. I think if Arsenal can get 14 points out of that, I think they're laughing.
Yeah.
Away to Man United, I know it's Man United and they're being crap, but that's not an easy game at all. Not first game of the season.
No.
When they're trying to find the feet, obviously getting new players embedded. Man United will want to bounce back immediately. Anna Marin will certainly get into them quite quickly, and that is probably a perfect game for Amrim to maybe have a free run at it a little bit, because they're probably not expected to win.
Yeah.
But that's dangerous. That's dangerous for Arsenal. Leeds at home, again, new team coming in. Leeds, I think, also if they get the signings right, it's not easy. I think Arsenal should be winning that. But again, Liverpool away, that's the game for Arsenal that I already see as like a early indication, an early statement for both teams in that game. And then Forest we know how Forest are clearly hard opponents. Man City home again, can't knock them at all. Newcastle away, Arsenal don't like playing Newcastle away.
Yeah,
I don't think many teams do.
I kind of like how we're so we obviously just spoke about it just then. I like how we're early against Arsenal. Like I really like that. Obviously, like say they're not bedded in. Same with Newcastle as well. They're both very 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 good teams. I always think like playing Arsenal that early on in the season as well at home, which is sort of like the fixture reverse, is better this year for us. Playing them at home so early on and just getting that one over on them, I think that sort of puts Liverpool a lot ahead of them in terms of when they have to come to Anfield, they probably have to win again.
Yeah, and then they've got the fixtures after as well, so it's not like they're bouncing back straight away with easy games.
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of getting at. Not the fixture reverse. What I'm trying to say, yeah, the fixtures, what they have, are sort of reverse from last season. They're all around the Liverpool game. Like this season, Arsenal didn't have like hard games up until Liverpool, did they? Like when they played both times when we played Liverpool, they didn't really have any difficult fixtures. When we played Arsenal, we had like City, Tottenham, and Newcastle all within the space of like 6 weeks before when we played Arsenal. I think it was something like that. This year they've sort of got what we had last season. So it's sort of like, it's almost like, can you prove to us, can you do what Liverpool did last season? If they can do that, title race. If they don't do that, they're not in the title race. That's just the bottom line, I think.
So this is the opening weekend of the Premier League. Obviously, Liverpool play Bournemouth on the Friday night, obviously on TV. Aston Villa, Newcastle, which is an interesting one. Dinner time kickoff on TV, obviously. Brighton, Fulham. I think some good fixtures here. Like Brighton, they're all on par with each other. So Aston Villa, Newcastle quite on par. Brighton, Fulham quite similar. Forest, Brentford can be seen as that. Sunderland, West Ham. Spurs, Burnley on par. Wolves and Man City then is it Saturday evening kickoff, which is very, very interesting because Wolves isn't an easy place to go. We find that out. We struggled there. We did get a win, but we struggled there. We have done in recent past as well. So not an easy game for Man City away. Chelsea at home on a Sunday. Man United Arsenal is the tasty one, isn't it? Clearly. And Leeds Everton actually finishes off the weekend nicely. I think Leeds Everton is going to be an absolute Monday night under those lights at Ellen Road is going to be an atmosphere. So I live not far from Leeds. I go past Ellen Road quite often, and it is loud. And that Monday night is probably a good game for Leeds to have against home to Everton. Obviously, I don't know what's expected of Everton this season. I think that could be a chance for Leeds to start the season right, And if Everton lose the opening game, that's hilarious. But yeah, Man United Arsenal, the tasty one that weekend.
It's nice though to see a fixture like that, isn't it? A good one at the start of the season. I think we had sort of one last season, didn't we? Chelsea and City, but it was absolutely the most boring game I've watched in my life. But like that, I think that's a really good.
That's a tasty one.
It's a really good game for different reasons, isn't it? Like you said before, Amorim needs to start well. He needs to, or he's in trouble. Arteta needs to start well, or he's going to be looking up at teams above him straight away. And famously, Arteta is not good at catching teams, is he? I just think it's such a cracker. I think there's so many different elements to it as well. Like, do Arsenal get a good striker before then? Do United sort the goalkeeping scenario out and stuff before then? Can this 5 at the back work? There's so many different stuff.
Questions.
Yeah, and it's so good that it's so early on because everyone will be like, "Oh, the crap, they're not going to get up." Like that.
It is probably for Sky Sports alone. It is probably like the perfect opening game in terms of that Super Sunday. Game.
Yeah.
There's so much. I think there's so much riding on it. Obviously, Arteta's under a lot of pressure. Amorim's going under pressure straight away. Is Amorim's, so many questions to be answered. It's perfect for a marketing campaign.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
For that lead up to the game is absolutely perfect. So going to get up the closing day fixtures as well. So there we go. With that, Man City, Aston Villa. We've seen that before. We've seen that game before, haven't we? Last game of the season, Man City, Aston Villa. Coutinho, Gerrard. Less said that the better. Liverpool, Brentford, not a bad last game. Home to Brentford again, home, which is nice. Chelsea away to Sunderland, which is interesting. Brighton, Man United. That's Brighton. Brighton relegating Man United. I think I like that. James Milner, please, winner to relegate Man United on last game of the season. That would be absolutely perfect. Thank you very much. And where are Arsenal? I haven't seen that. Oh, where's Crystal Palace? That's a tough game. Where's Crystal Palace last game of the season?
Have you seen that, by the way? But I can't honestly. I respect I respect quite a lot of Arsenal fans, but I'm going to just say it. The Arsenal fans on Twitter do my boxing. I've seen it already.
If you've seen that one that Rom's retweeted it, is it the one where he's crying about the fixtures already or something?
Yeah, it was crying about the start of the fixtures. I'm not gonna gloss over it. Arsenal got a really hard start. Liverpool have got a hard start as well.
Yeah. Arsenal have got a hard start, yeah.
But just the last game of the season, already moaning about something that is happening next May, almost a year's time away, and they're moaning about it. They're going, of course, Liverpool have got the game at last, at home. Of course, the home last game of the season. It's just like it's just where the fixtures fall.
But so have Man City. Yeah. So have Sunderland. So Sunderland could win the title.
Yeah, you say.
Now we've got Sunderland fans.
10 teams are away and 10 teams are at home. That's how it works.
Spurs Everton. Was Spurs Everton last game last time?
No, I don't believe it was.
I've got a feeling Spurs Everton quite late in the season. It was an absolute thriller.
Was it 2 seasons ago that?
No, I'm sure. What score was it? Spurs Everton last season. Was it like a 4? Because I predicted it to be a high scoring game. So I remember Carragher talking about it in the overlap, and Carragher said it's going to be a boring game. I said it's going to be a high scoring game, and it was. I think it was quite late on. It wasn't the last game. It definitely wasn't the last game, but it was quite late on.
You know what? I completely switched off every other Premier League club. We won the league in May.
Hey, so yeah, the Arsenal fans aren't crying about Mohamed Salah missing the game, are they?
Oh,
AFCON.
No.
They're crying about that. Big up this morning, Daz. How are you doing this morning? Big up, guys. As I read myself, who do you think co-captain will be for next season? That is yet to be decided, actually. Yes, that's a very, very good question, actually. That's yet to be decided.
I've heard.
I thought about it. Do you give it Salah, even though he's here for 2 years, potentially?
Yeah.
But then who else do you look after that?
I just think
maybe McAllister.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking who's guaranteed to play every single week. So it has to go for someone like that, potentially.
Well, I've heard rumours it is Salah. I've heard quite a lot of rumours.
I thought it could be Salah, yeah, for 2 years, and then.
I just think it's the obvious one, isn't it? He's the leader on the pitch in so many ways. He's pretty vocal, Salah, actually. Considering he doesn't really get booked or anything like that, he's very, he's vocal. And I just think there's a lot of good things for why Salah should be vice captain. Harvey Elliott has got nothing but good stuff to say about him. He said, when I come to the club, he was the first person that come to me and helped me and, showed me all these things. And he's very good with the younger players, and he's Salah, which I think is a bonus, huge bonus. And then, the other thing with Salah is he leads on the pitch by how good he is.
Yeah.
That's the main thing for me. You're looking at him say Van Dijk's just having a rest and Salah's captain. There's no drop off there and sort of you're up there you are. We'll do whatever you say, sort of thing, which I think is a massive thing. But yeah, it's obvious choice. I get a McAllister. I think McAllister could be the third.
It's tricky though, isn't it? Because I'm thinking when Van Dijk and when Salah go, who are the leaders? Because Robertson's not there anymore. McAllister's not really a leader. He's not really vocal, but he sort of shows it in his actions, doesn't he? Rather, he's more of a. He can have those leaders that are not have to be vocal, but they're do what I do.
Just good, yeah. Just lead.
Yeah. Lead show by example.
Yeah.
And I think McAllister could be that. Obviously, Szoboszlai is a captain for his country, but again, is Szoboszlai guaranteed to start? Now Wirtz coming, not really. Gravenberch, is he going to start every single week? I think McAllister's the obvious one for midfield. Then back there, Kanate, we still don't know what's going on with his future. Alisson Becker.
Alisson would be a really good one. Alisson would be brilliant. He's not very vocal though. Alisson he's not very loud or anything like that. But I don't know. I mean, I love Alisson. I think he's. Masvidali, sorry lad, you aren't staying. you aren't playing. He's just. I don't know. He's brilliant, isn't he? He gets everything about Liverpool as well. That's what I like about Alisson. Since day one, he's come in and he's just been phenomenal, and he's been brilliant. I think he's just a great. Everyone looks up to him as well. I think that's a big thing with captains as well. You can give it a captain. I always think about this. Bruno Fernandes, right? I get why he's a captain because he leads by example. Is sort of the way he performs. But there's a lot of bad things about Bruno Fernandes. He's an absolute crybaby. He whinges. He throws his toys out the pram. That's not really a good captain.
No.
It's difficult to look up to him in that way because you're like,
yeah, he does lead by example. He's actually very, very good, and
Yeah.
it's probably obviously Man United's clearly star player, but his attitude absolutely brings it. If imagine McAllister had a bad attitude like that, I wouldn't want him to be captain.
No,
Even though he does lead by example.
Yeah.
You've got to have an attitude with it as well.
Yeah, I'd give McAllister third choice as captain. He'd be third choice for me. And I think after that, maybe like Canate, Joe Gomez, something like that.
Des says, can Wirtz play up top as well? He probably could in some games as a false nine, potentially in certain games, but I wouldn't want to see it often. I do want to see him in that 10 and number 9 in front of him, if I'm honest, but he can probably, this guy's talented. Most players can switch up positions. I mean, look at anyone on the forward line should be able to play any of those position forward lines. Forwards are forwards. He's just probably better at certain players. I mean, Diaz has played well on right wing, but he's a left winger. It's like the midfield. Anyone, if you're a midfielder, you should be able to play at 6, 8, 10. You should be able to do that. But yeah, regarding, I saw this graphic as well by Sky Sports. I like this one. I like the one that the big derbies of the season. The Manchester derby, obviously, North London derby, Man United Leeds. It's not a derby, but anyone that knows Man United Leeds, and obviously, like I said, I live not far from Leeds. I know the hatred between Man United and Leeds fans. I've grown up with Man United and Leeds fans, and it's not as intense as Liverpool Man United, but Leeds fans, if you're asking any Leeds fan who do you hate the most, Man United, it is quite. They're probably on par with us in terms of thinking out their hatred towards Man United. So it's nice to have Man United Leeds rivalry back, and it's also nice as well to have Newcastle Sunderland rivalry back. Going up on Newcastle Sunderland in the Premier League, there's been some brilliant games, and the drama that comes with it as well. I'm glad Newcastle came up. Sunderland came up for that.
They hate each other as well. They absolutely.
Yeah.
I think obviously the first one's City and United, isn't it? Right, 13th of September. Yeah, the next one's
Liverpool Everton.
Then
so I think it is in order actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I couldn't really see it. I was trying to read it. I mean, they're all pretty like towards the start of the season, aren't they? To be honest, like. They're in the
apart from Arsenal Spurs, which is November. In fact, Leeds Man United's first one's in January.
Yeah, no, I mean they're in the first half of the season before it ticks over to like 19 games.
19 games, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't think of that number then.
January the 3rd, though, for Man United Leeds, that's Christmas break. You want in good games, you can't get a Leeds Man United at Allen Road.
It's all right. Gary never will be on comms for that. He has a week off, then, doesn't he?
He's picked that right, and I think he's probably picked that himself, hasn't he? Look at that. Is any stand out as well in terms of the Christmas period? Arsenal Spurs near my birthday. It's just really the Christmas period has got Sunderland Newcastle in it a little bit. December the 13th. I wouldn't say classify as Christmas period. It is in December, but Christmas period is more like late December into January, in it. But that January 3rd one, that Leeds Man United, is going to be an absolute tasty one for everyone. There's no one else. Man United, Man City in January as well. Ours is sort of spread out a little bit, in October, May, September, April.
When we've got Everton, the next one, I think we play them in April. I think we play Everton next.
Yeah, April the 10th, yeah.
Or United in May.
Yeah.
That's only really our two derbies.
Ooh, that weekend, April 10th, April 11th, Everton, Liverpool, and Man United Leeds. That'd be a double header, Super Sunday, surely.
Oof, it's tasty, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very tasty. They'll be selling a lot of they'll be selling a lot out there, won't they, in the pubs? There'll be good games, that, actually. Really looking forward to that. I mean, it's nearly 12 months away. It's 10 months away. It's good. It's looking good, isn't it? Like with the fixtures, I think the fixtures this season are actually great. Like the way they've been set out. Do you not think the way they've done it? I mean, obviously they've not done it like that. It's obviously I don't know how they do it actually.
I've always questioned: is it random? Because there has been past where I'm thinking, I think when I was younger, I felt like Arsenal fans they've put that But I think if you also look around, because I follow European football and I follow world football as a whole, like I like to look out at fixtures, and this is why I keep an eye on like teams like Bodo Glimt, for example. This is why like 4 years ago, I said Bodo Glimt, watch out for them, and now they're in Europa League so far. And it's quite similar to European teams. What I notice is you'll get weekends where massive games are throughout Europe. So one weekend, say if it's Liverpool, Man United, that same weekend, Benfica, Porto, Ajax, PSV, Napoli, Juventus. So is it random, or do they work with other European clubs? I've noticed that quite often.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Because like, what are the chances of like, what was it last year? Liverpool, United, and Real Madrid and Barcelona.
It's every year though. That happens every year. There's always weekends like that.
Chance of that happening.
And then, but then you also get like Porto, Benfica, like I said, Ajax, PSV at the same weekend, Lyon, PSG.
Yeah.
So they must work with. So it can't be random because they must work with other European clubs. Or what weekend? And they must decide like our weekend. There's going to be weekends where we're going to have these big games.
Yeah, like they're randomized.
They must do.
Like they're randomized them. So like say they pick like, let's say they pick like 8 weekends out of a season, and then they randomize who plays.
Yeah, they must do something like that because it's too much of a coincidence for that to happen every single year where you get fixtures like that across Europe.
Yeah.
Just watch out for it, guys. This year. If you are watching a stream, watch out for it next year. You'll see weekends, especially certain days as well, Saturday, Sundays, that you'll see fixtures like that. Because then it's good for marketing. It's good for TV companies. You'll see these big Twitter pages. What a day today! We've got Grand Prix on. We've got Barcelona against Real Madrid, Liverpool, Man United, PSV, Ajax. Tune in. It always happens like that.
Is there any more leagues out today by any chance?
Not that I know of, no.
It's not like the league are out, or
no, not that I know of.
Maybe we come back to this video as like a video and do it and have a look at it. Could be worth it.
Yeah, we'll do a European fixtures just to check if I'm right on what I'm saying, because it does usually happen every weekend, every year, and I see it quite often. It must happen at least, I want to say 4 or 5 times a season where you get a weekend like that.
There was one I don't know if it was last season or something like that. Liverpool played City. Fury fight was on.
Yeah.
It was the Clasica. It was the El Clasico, all on the same bloody weekend. I was like, come on, that's done. There's something there. Go on.
See what happened is I think the football leagues do work together, sort of like pick the weekends, but I think then other sports play around that. I did look at like the Grand Prix and things like that. I did look at British Grand Prix that weekend. Let's put a big sporting game on that weekend.
Yeah.
Did they think about things like that? And this is why the randomization of the fixtures, I don't think it's fully random. I think there is random in it, but there's some sort of work going on because the way it drops. Obviously, boxing events different. Boxing and like UFC, for example, boxing especially, fights are arranged for certain weekends. Like it's not a schedule, is it? It's not like a set schedule for, say, like Fury could come out today and fighting next week, for example. That Formula 1's different to that. Like, things like Formula 1 and that are fixture lists is a bit different to that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see over the coming weeks when the other European fixtures do get released. We'll talk. Me and Naj will talk about it. We'll maybe do a stream on it and see what weekends are going to be blockbuster weekends. And it probably does shut down the sort of randomising fixture lists. Kirkus to play against Farm Club, and Eva Gardner, he's had to play against his Farm Club in the 2 first games. Absolutely. Should we make it a treble jumper score plus by Saliba and the 3rd game of the season? Play against his Farm Club as well. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. I know it's been a random one. I said I was going to be on at 9 o'clock, but I couldn't get away, unfortunately. So we did give you the fixtures list today, guys. Make sure you do smash the like on the video as well. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you for watching this morning. Hope you're all well today and have a great day, guys. And we'll speak to you again tonight at 7 o'clock for the latest Liverpool news on the new transfers in terms of reports today as well.